Good morning, good day, or good afternoon. My name is Ms. Shokonja De Young and I am attached to the St. Louis Center. With me today, I have two models. Firstly, I have my model showing rotation versus revolution. Secondly, I have my model showing the beam balance. With me, I will start with the materials. Firstly, I use colored paper, cardboard, a screw, cups, wool, paste, and paper to label. So, how will I use this beam balance to teach my class? Firstly, I can use my beam balance to show heavier or lighter, or I should say heavier than and lighter than. My pupils will have two objects. From the two objects, they will ensure, or rather, I will ensure that my beam balance is balanced before the students place the objects on either side of the beam balance. After doing this, we will see which object is heavier and which object is lighter. Secondly, after we demonstrate heavier and lighter than, we can move on to equal to. I will now have my students put another object on the side that is lighter than to balance up the balance beam or the beam balance. By doing this, my students can look at objects and they don't have to weigh them directly. Instead, they can insert them on the beam balance and they can say this object is heavier than and this object is lighter than, and adding this object we can make the beam balance balance. Next, I have my rotation versus revolution model. So, what is rotation? Rotation is when the earth moves around on its axis and it causes day and night. This occurs in 24 hours. The earth literally moves on its axis. It doesn't go around the sun. Whereas with revolution now, the earth and its moon goes around the sun. And this takes 365 days and quarter days in total. This causes the 4 seasons to occur. So how can I use my model showing rotation versus revolution to teach my class? I can have my students take the model and I can then ask them to show me what is revolution. And they can now move the earth and the moon, the earth and its moon around the sun, depicting revolution. And they can now understand that revolution happens in 365 days and a quarter. Whereas with rotation, the earth just moves on its axis. And this takes 24 hours, wherein we have day and night. We don't have an entire year as with the revolution. So that is how I can use my model showing rotation versus revolution to teach my pupils. And these are my model. I have my beam balance and my rotation versus revolution. I forgot to mention that the material used to create my rotation versus revolution model is cardboard, thermosol ball, paint, cork, and the paper to print the models. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy.